It turns out that Harald ended up taking up the government's offer to kill Rocks, right? It's a cool fight. Mind you, Rocks is fighting the king of the giants on an equal playing field right now. That's kind of crazy to me. And as cool as all of it is, I have to say I don't understand Harald's logic at all. It doesn't make sense. Harald's whole point in joining the world government is because he doesn't want the giants to be viewed as violent creatures. And how does the government have him join? By being violent. Like, how do you not see that the government is going to use the giants for more violence when to get into the government you have to kill somebody? How is that? I don't see how that's not clicking in his head. Now, I'm not saying join Rocks, because I get it. He's a pirate. He does bad things. But at the same time, if you really wanted to prove that the giants are no longer violent creatures, just keep doing what you're doing. Show that to the people of the world. Show them that y'all are different now. You don't have to align yourself with an organization to show that. Giants live forever. Y'all have a long lifespan. You have more than enough time to show the people of the world that you aren't what you used to be. But yeah, Rocks and Harald are no longer cool. They're not friends anymore. And we're told by the narrator that at some point they will meet again. And I'm guessing that's when Harald dies. Like I said, there's a lot of space to fill when it comes to their relationship and everything that could happen. So I'm interested to see how it ends. Yo, do y'all remember Moria? We find out that in Wano, he is known as the Pirate of Justice. I had to reread that multiple times because I was like, y'all talking about Moria? The Moria? Thriller Bark Moria? As someone who actually enjoyed Thriller Bark, seeing that Moria still has this much relevance to the story makes me happy. Just like most antagonists in One Piece, I feel like he has to come back at some point and he's going to be relevant to the story. There's no way that his name is still being talked about in Wano, on Hachinosu, and all these places, and he's not gonna come back and have some sort of relevance in the story. But getting into the chapter, we have Roger pouting about Shaki leaving the Kuja Pirates, thinking that he won't ever see her again. And I'm not gonna say that I'm tired of it, but I do think it's funny that Shaki has been the plot for the past 3 or so chapters. Like, everything in the story has revolved around Shaki almost, outside of like the King Harald stuff. I think it's pretty funny what Oda's doing. And I can say this, I do appreciate that Roger isn't just another parallel of Luffy. He has his own demeanor, his own character. He's a different person. And I think that took a lot of people some time to really figure out that Roger isn't Luffy. Luffy isn't Roger. It ain't no Joy Boy, Sun God situation. Roger is his own man. He seems to be a lustful man to some extent, and I'm okay with that. I see no problem with it. I think that really does bring a lot to his character that we just haven't seen before. Roger goes to Rayleigh about the Shaki problem, and what bamboozled me in this chapter was the letter that Shaki wrote to Rayleigh. The only thing that letter said was, "Come make me yours." I don't know how Rayleigh does it. At some point, the nonchalant act has to drop. It's Shaki. Like I said before, the whole plot of One Piece has been around Shaki for the past 3 chapters, and Rayleigh is just actively ignoring her. But he also says that he doesn't want to be tied down, which I can also relate to and understand. I get that, especially since he has a captain that he truly believes in. I doubt he would want to put that energy towards anything else. That's a good first mate. That's a really good first mate. Rayleigh might be top 1 in the first mate category because he's actively ignoring the supposed most beautiful thing in the world for the goals that surround him and his captain. And I will say, I do enjoy seeing more Rayleigh and Roger interacting. Like, Roger being happy and being like, "I'm not giving up on Shaki," and Rayleigh just being happy. I just can't help but smile when I see them interact because they have a cool dynamic. And out of nowhere, we cut the Garling and the Gorosei having a conversation about God Valley. And we learned 2 things about God Valley. 1, that they have a very unique culture apparently. And 2, there's something on God Valley that Garling believes Emu would appreciate in some sort of way. And best believe I'm gonna talk more about this once we get to the end of the chapter. Now, back to Shaki piece. It seems like her bar is thriving. Like, there's a long line going all the way around the whole island almost. And the funny thing is about all of this is that she is actively ripping off her customers. Like, their bar is called Rip Off. Of course, people go to the bar just for her, so they don't really care. And like I think I said in the past video, Shaki is living what Boa talks about. Because Shaki is beautiful, a lot of rules and a lot of things don't apply to her. She has that power that Boa talks about. She just doesn't talk about it, she just puts it into practice and we get to see it. And Rocks is there sitting in the bar and everyone notices that he's real happy for some reason. He's not really looking at Shaki like that no more. And it seems like everyone has a theory that he has a wife and kid or something close to that. And I have to say, I really hope we get into this because as we know, his son is Blackbeard. And one of the biggest mysteries in all of One Piece is Blackbeard and everything that revolves around him. Because of everything Blackbeard is currently doing, does he have the same plan as Rocks? There's a lot of stuff that goes around that we could get something about. How much does Blackbeard really know about his dad? Did they ever interact at all? Y'all have to remember, Blackbeard sailed on Whitebeard's ship for a very long time and ended up killing him. And it doesn't have to even be a thing that Blackbeard knows anything about Whitebeard and Rocks' history, but what plan is he following? What is his motivation? And soon after that, Roger arrives to Pirate Island and enters the bar. And due to there being a rule that there are no fights allowed in the bar, Rocks can't do nothing about it, even though technically Roger just infiltrated his own island and beat up a whole bunch of people in his territory. And based off of the panels that we see in this chapter, I get the vibe that Rocks and Roger at this point are rivals. This is their prime when it comes to those two having any sort of relationship. Because y'all have to remember, God Valley is coming up. We're a couple years away from seeing how the Rocks pirates fell, which gets me excited to get more insight on Rocks and Roger's relationship, and I'm excited to see all the parts of God Valley that was left out in the Kuma flashback. And if you made it this far in the video, feel free to like and subscribe. You know, we're a small community here, but I love each and every one of y'all. I'm having a good time. Now we're at the end of the chapter and we get to talk about what I've really been wanting to talk about. Shanks. We cut to God Valley 1 year later and we get to see Shanks and Shamrock with their mom. So it's confirmed that Shanks is from God Valley. He wasn't born with the rest of the Celestial Dragons, despite his father being almost the Celestial Dragon. He was born on quote-unquote the lower realm. Now, going back to what Garling said about God Valley, apparently they have a unique culture. And apparently there is something on God Valley that Emu would greatly appreciate. And it has to be Shanks, right? Right, I'm not tripping for thinking that. This has me thinking that Shanks' mom's side of the family or their lineage has a lot more importance than we thought before. Because she just isn't some random celestial dragon or anything like that. She is a regular person on a random island. She might not be 20 kings important, but she's important enough for Garling to have a child with her. And we know how celestial dragons get down. That could have gone in any sort of way. They do not treat people on the ground like people. They view them as insects. So why would one of them come down and have a child with them and leave them there to raise that child? There has to be something on a deep level revolving around Shanks that we haven't even touched yet. And I have a feeling that we're going to be able to get to see something about this reason at some point in the flashback. Because one, this is still Loki's backstory. At some point when all the God Valley stuff is over, we're going to see how Shanks beat Loki. I think there's a chance that in this flashback, we're going to see Shanks, Loki, Blackbeard. We're going to see all these big players actually grow up. The second reason why I think we're going to get more into this Shanks stuff is because God Valley is about to happen. And at some point, Shanks gets separated from his mom and his brother and ends up on Roger's crew. If we get Shanks and Blackbeard lore in this flashback, I will consider this to be the best flashback to ever happen in One Piece, hands down. So I gotta ask y'all, how far do y'all think this flashback is gonna go, and who else do y'all think we're gonna see during this flashback? Let me know in the comments below, and if you like the video, go ahead and like and subscribe. We just getting started over here. Bye.